Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Mindanao has remained an intriguing enigma. The familiar notion is that the land ambles along in fulfilling its promise because it is torn apart by differences too complex to isolate or solve. Father Sebastiano Dambra believes, however, that there is more that the Mindanao people share in common than what divides them.
When I arrived in Zamboanga, I used my background or the experience in Siocon. My experience was more to be in dialogue with tribal people, and after giving more attention to Muslim community, because at the time it was the conflict in Mindanao, MNLF, all these things that is part of our history in Mindanao, no? And I felt really there is a gap between Muslim, Christian, a lot of prejudice, sometimes hatred in the heart. So I said to myself, I have to be a bridge of love, a bridge of solidarity. So I started an adventure with many chapters in my life.
Father Dambra's belief in the power of dialogue led him to begin the Silsila Dialogue Movement, or SDM, in 1984, together with Muslim and Christian friends. Silsila, Arabic for chain, is based on the spiritual experience of the Sufis, or Muslim mystics, to express the bond of unity between them and Allah. It is the same chain that brings people of different faiths together as a human family created by God. Now operating for more than 25 years, SDM continues to create opportunities for interfaith cooperation in the 14-acre Harmony Village in Zamboanga City.
Of course, the dream of peace is in the heart of many. I think it's a long, long journey, not because it's difficult, but because many are not ready for peace. Or maybe we can say in a more down to the point, peace must be sincere. On my part, I love these people because no matter how, still we have a lot of problems. We are in front of Basilan. That is the island of Basilan. Many people know about Basilan, how difficulties when we talk about Basilan, Abu Sayyaf, etc. But in Basilan there are so many good people. I believe in the deeper part of the conscience of each person there is goodness. So in dialogue we have to reach that deeper level and we can rebuild again. It's like when there is a soil that we need to put the good elements to allow the seed to grow. It's a long process.
Father Dambra is unfazed by the seemingly daunting task of fostering dialogue between different sides in Mindanao. He has been a negotiator for peace talks between the Moro National Liberation Front and the government, and yet there were still those that misinterpreted him, as some people from both Christian and Muslim sides grew suspicious of him. He was an easy target after all, being a priest and a foreigner who did not choose religious sides, but only the side of peace. After an ambush in 1981 and his superiors concerned for his safety, he was recalled to Italy. During this sabbatical from Mindanao, Father Dambra passionately studied the context and variables that played out in Mindanao at the Pontifical Institute for Islamic Studies and Arabic Studies in Rome, as well as visiting other Islamic countries to learn more about their experiences.
So that was a kind of preparation for me. I didn't know when I could go back to the Philippines because I was like in exile, but the occasion came.
In 1983, Father Sebastiano was invited back to the Philippines, this time as the newly elected regional superior of the PIME missionary community.
So I came back, and the base was Zamboanga. So meanwhile I start my service as a superior PIME. I start to develop my dream to gather other friends, Muslim, Christian, and to share what I learned, what I believe in terms of dialogue. But one thing a little bit new probably for the mind of people, I said our dialogue has to start from a spiritual approach. They didn't understand at the time so much the spirituality, but I said to them, you know, for us, spirituality is a sustainable way to have a deeper struggle, no? Little by little, the idea entered. So dialogue with ourselves, because in reality this is the most difficult challenge. People think about dialogue with others, but they forget the so-called the ecology of the heart. We believe what the Pope says, the heart of peace is the peace of the heart. Many, of course, know us more for our Muslim-Christian dialogue, but I always repeat, this is a movement. It's not an NGO in the normal common sense. It's a movement. We want really to stress this point. And thanks to God, there are people who enter in this spirit.